as far as revaluation portal is concerned, and the login issues are continuing, and CBSE has issued a fresh clarification. Over 16,000 students submitted applications till around 3 p.m. this afternoon, and the portal is currently handling over 8,000 users. CBSE says portal targeted with multiple cyber attacks, and platform has been upgraded based on student feedback. Let's go across to my colleague Kritika, joining us live for more on this. Kritika, give us more details, because since morning we have got reports of students complaining with some kind of technical glitches. What is it that the CBSE has to say?
Well, absolutely. In fact, we were just an hour and a half back reporting from one such center as well, wherein students were struggling to, in fact, have access to this portal. They were putting in their correct credentials, but the login access could not be made. Now, CBSE has issued a clarification, and they're stating that about 16,000 students, which is 4% of the total students who have applied for their answer scripts, have been successfully able to, in fact, submit their answer scripts. What we're also learning is that the CBSE is acknowledging that how, in fact, malicious attempt to, in fact, hack into cyber attacks are being also witnessed on the CBSE portal. It is also being currently said that, in fact, millions of such hits have been registered by the platform in just under 2 minutes, and that the CBSE cybersecurity team is, in fact, currently overseeing these measures, as well as ensuring that on the basis of students' feedback, any loopholes in the portal is also being currently fixed. CBSE is also stating that they are upgrading their platform as per student feedback, as well as extending the time limit. So time limit issue or the session timeout issue is also an error that students were earlier pointing out. That is also being currently fixed as far as the revaluation and verification portal is also concerned. Now, as I was also saying, that denial of service, this is another attack which is currently the CBSE acknowledging on its platform, because of which in under 2 minutes, in fact, any student who was trying to, in fact, log in could not, because of the cyber attacks that were also happening, or the unauthorized attempts to log in into the portal and, in fact, obtain data from the portal of the CBSE revaluation and verification window was also being tried today. So, of course, this does bring to question about the pre-existing security issues that could have surrounded the portal. But as of now, CBSE is stating that all of these issues are currently being looked into. Over 16,000 students have already, in fact, successfully submitted their applications as of 3 p.m. today. Remember, Hina, yesterday students were waiting for the entire day to hear from CBSE. However, the portal was not able to go live. Only today morning the portal has been live. Though glitches persist, CBSE says that they are on top of it. Over to you.
Right. Kritika, stay on with us. Like you mentioned for our viewers, you also got us a sense of how students are facing some difficulties today. So we would like to play out that report as well. Now, viewers, the portal may be active, but for students, the problems are far from over. So students are telling Times Now that they are facing multiple issues while trying to access the reevaluation process, to understand it. Some claim that verification and payment logins are failing, while others are reporting difficulties with payment options. There are also complaints about a lack of clarity regarding the status of applications, adding to the confusion among students who are attempting to complete the process.
आखिरकार सीबीएसई ने अपना जब रीवैल्यूएशन और वेरिफिकेशन पोर्टल आज शुरू किया है, लेकिन तमाम स्टूडेंट्स को परेशानियां जो है वो अभी भी फेस करनी पड़ी है। यानी देश भर के कई हिस्सों में जो छात्र हैं अभी भी परेशान हो रहे हैं, क्योंकि पोर्टल सही से नहीं चल रहा है, लॉगिन करने में समस्या हो रही है, और अगर उन्होंने वेरिफिकेशन के लिए अप्लाई कर दिया है तो पेमेंट करने में दिक्कत हो रही है। इस वक्त हम एक कोचिंग सेंटर में मौजूद है, आपको दिखाते हैं कि किस तरह से एक छात्र ने अपनी जानकारी जो है वो यहाँ पर डाल दी है। आप एडमिट कार्ड के डिटेल्स, पासवर्ड डाल दिए हैं। इसके अलावा आधार कार्ड पर इस बार आप देखिए कि थोड़ी सिक्योरिटी को ध्यान रखते हुए आधार कार्ड का भी इस बार इस्तेमाल करवाया जा रहा है। तो आप देखिए यहाँ पर सिक्योरिटी चेक फाइनल आप डालिए। यहाँ हमारे साथ एक छात्र है, आप देखिए ये अब लॉगिन करना चाह रहे हैं, लेकिन अभी भी इनको अब किस तरह की परेशानी जो है वो फेस करनी पड़ेगी। वेरिफिकेशन फेल्ड, तो इस तरह की दिक्कतें जो हैं वो आ रही हैं। तो छात्र लगातार कोशिश कर रहे हैं। यहाँ पर कुछ स्टूडेंट्स भी हैं। टीचर सर, सुबह से क्या रहा है तमाम स्टूडेंट्स जो अप्लाई करना चाह रहे हैं?
हाँ देखो, सुबह पहले पोर्टल ओपन हो गया था, एक बच्चे ने हमारे ने अप्लाई भी किया, लेकिन बस उसने सब कुछ डिटेल भर दी है, लेकिन अभी फी पे नहीं कर पाया। उसके बाद जब वो दोबारा लॉगिन कर रहा है तो उस समय के बाद ये फेल आ रहा है।
हम लोग करेक्ट क्रीडेंशियल्स डाल रहे हैं, बट उसके बाद भी वो रॉन्ग क्रीडेंशियल्स बता रहा है और साइट लॉगिन नहीं कर पा रहे।
कितनी परेशानी हो रही है? आजकल पूरा दिन भर इंतजार करने
यस
के बाद
मैम, बिल्कुल।
आज फिर किस तरह की प्रॉब्लम्स हो रही है?
वही हम लोग सुबह से वेट कर रहे थे कब साइट ओपन होगी। साइट ओपन हुई, एक बार हम लॉगिन कर पाए, फी पेमेंट करते करते वो लॉग आउट हो गया और अब री लॉगिन भी नहीं हो रहा।
इस वक्त कितनी बड़ी मुसीबत जो है वो छात्रों के सामने है कि आज इतने घंटों के बाद पोर्टल शुरू होता है, बच्चे अपने सारे जितना भी प्रोसेस के अंदर डिटेल्स होते हैं वो डालते हैं, लेकिन फी पेमेंट नहीं हो रहा है। लॉगिन करने पर भी समस्याएं आ रही हैं। कैमरा पर्सन मनमीत के साथ भावना किशोर, टाइम्स भारत के लिए।
So you saw, viewers, how the students are still facing a lot of issues. There are technical issues that are still continuing, but CBSE has issued a fresh clarification also saying that 16,000 plus students have already submitted their applications. This happened till around 3 o'clock this afternoon. The portal is currently handling over 8,000 concurrent users. CBSE in its clarification has said that the portal has been targeted with multiple cyber attacks, and that's the reason why problems are being faced. Platform has been upgraded, CBSE says, on the basis of student feedback. Session time limits have also been extended for smooth access for the students. There is full vigilance to ensure uninterrupted service. The CBSE board, in fact, has said the cybersecurity teams are actively countering the threats, while the platform has been upgraded and the session time limits have also been extended to ensure smoother access and uninterrupted service for students. So this is what CBSE has to say in its clarification. We have some more breaking inputs now coming in, viewers. The Parliamentary Standing Committee on Education also reviewed concerns around CBSE's on-screen marking system today. They, in fact, also had a presentation which was given to them from a 12th class student, Sarthak Siddhant, whose allegations about evaluation errors and tender changes have fueled a big debate in the country on this issue. Mohit Bhatt is joining us live right now for more on this. Mohit, tell us what happened in the parliamentary meeting today.
Well, in fact, you see, the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Education reviewed concerns around the CBSE OSM system today, and they also heard the presentation from Class 12 student Sarthak Siddhant, and whose allegations about the evaluation errors and tender changes have fueled a national debate. That how there was a blog that was being written by Sarthak, and in which he exposed that how exactly there are various evaluation errors in the OSM, and also that how there were certain tender changes that were being done, and we saw that how exactly it fueled a massive political debate too. So today the meeting was held in the Parliament, and the CBSE chairman, the Secretary of Higher Education, all were part of this particular meeting, and specifically about the CBSE OSM row. This particular meeting was called in. Now, Sarthak Siddhant made a presentation over there, and what we are being told by our sources within the government and the parliament is that the CBSE officials were there when he made the presentation, and the CBSE clearly stated that all the concerns that have been raised by Sarthak, their reply would also be given. And also, Digvijay Singh, after the committee meeting, stated that the committee is concerned looking into whatever needs to be done regarding concerns of the student. Committee has always looked at the issues of students, and this is what the committee has done. So this was an important meeting. Perhaps for the first time, the issue of CBSE Class 12 OSM evaluation errors that were all being discussed. And what was most interesting was that Sarthak Siddhant, student who exposed the evaluation errors and the tender process, gave a detailed presentation in front of the committee, and this committee is being chaired by Congress MP and Whitburn leader of the Congress, Digvijay Singh.
Right. So clearly, parliamentary panel also, raised some very pertinent questions. They have also demanded accountability. But the point really is that where will the buck really stop? Because eventually, Mohit, it is the students who are still suffering. I mean, even as the revaluation portal opened today, I mean, look at the kind of problems that students are still facing. And who is going to be responsible for all of this? Will some action be taken eventually or not?
Well, yes, in fact, and we have seen that how the students, and in fact, not just the students, now with every class 12 student, there is the concern of their parents too. They also do the hard work with their students. They also take tension for the student, because after 12, students get admission in the professional courses, in the undergraduate courses, and this particular year is very important, and these are the serious concerns. And why this is happening? This is because of a flow of an application, and perhaps that is why the concerns are being raised. We have seen politics over this, but politics apart, this is something which is very serious. And what we are also being told is that the accountability needs to be fixed. This was the message from the parliamentary committee to the CBSE. We know that how the CBSE has taken corrective measures. CBSE has also stated that action would be taken. But in the end, it's the students who are getting irritated and who are losing all their precious time, because we will also have in some time the counseling for the undergraduate courses, and when the students are there in a limbo, they are getting frustrated, and their anger is spreading on social media, and they're coming out and they're saying this is a major flaw, and somebody in accountability needs to be fixed. That why exactly this happened, where was the flow of flaws in the tender process, and somebody has to be booked, and action needs to be taken so that all these concerns are looked into by the CBSE and the government.
All right. Thank you very much, Mohit. Appreciate you joining us with your inputs on this story. Heading into a short break right now. We'll be back with more. Stay with us.